So I have this file of ideas that I have been writing things down in for years. Those kinds of inventions or ideas or you know pro-life tips that probably could make someone a millionaire if they had the right marketing campaign and all of that. Anyway, my son thought that it was worthwhile to share them with the world, so this is one of my attempts to pass on some knowledge that might help you or others. This is actually my very first one, so I hope you enjoy it, and maybe I'll add some more. And I feel confident that it will at least enlighten some of you. And I look forward to any comments or suggestions you have. Cheers. So, I have this issue where when I wear a bandana and I get really sweaty, it eventually gets soaked with sweat to the point where water just runs out of it, and it just runs right out into my eyes. So I had this idea to use some tubing and wrap up in here and make like a gutter. So as the sweat rolls down, soaks into the bandana, instead of going between the bandana and my skin and into my eyes, because the bandana's tight and gets soaked, the sweat goes into the tubing gutter and then runs to both sides of my head. Let's give this a try, see how it works. So I just used a razor knife to cut some 3/8 or half-inch tubing so that it is like a semicircular trough all the way around. You can cut it right in half and use both halves in two different bandanas. So I'm going to roll the tubing up in the bandana with the trough section ending up facing upward like a gutter. So I can't do this while filming. You'll see in the next shot how it's wrapped up. And here it is rolled up, ready to tie on my head, with the trough in that semicircular front section with the open side of the tubing pointing up. Here's a very detailed, high-level engineering drawing on what a cross-section of it looks like. So you have the bandana here and this semicircular tube here, so all the moisture that comes into the bandana, it's tight against your forehead, so the water doesn't run through here. The sweat tends to go into here, and then since the tube goes around your head, then the moisture goes that way. Alright, so now I'm completely saturated, and any additional water, sweat that comes down and meets the trough, runs off where the tube ends rather than straight down in front of my brow. You can see it coming down beside my face. So that one comes down right in front, soaks in, and then runs down right in here. A little longer tube to go around further, and it would drain behind my ears, down my back, which would increase the cooling effect without getting in my eyes. I don't know if you can see that. Of course, I've got sideburns and a beard, so it's running down through the hair. But there, it came right down just to the left of my eye above the band. And just like on this side, it's coming down on either side of my face. There's a bunch, ran over a little bit, but as you can see, still dry in my eyes. It's running into my ear because I've got a short run of tube. And then you can see in my chest, it's all rolling down my neck. Works good. And that's how a simple piece of flexible tubing and a bandana can end up channeling all of your extra sweat away from your face and down side of your face or behind your back, where it does the most good in cooling without interfering with your work. Cheers.